How y'all doing out there today? My name is Wendy, and today I want to make some hopefully quick points about Haiti and how it relates to you. First few things I want to touch on are the some of the obvious points that people know. Haiti's revolution and gaining their independence from France in 1804, in almost a decades long war. Actually, a little over a decade. Sorry. That's a point of pride for a lot of Haitian people. Me being one, super proud, right? It's not the whole story though. It's kind of how they talk to us about Martin Luther King Jr., Michael King Jr. All we ever hear is, "I had a dream." He was a civil rights leader that was great and peaceful. I had a dream. We never learned about how the FBI was moving real dirty back then. We never learned about how he was a man and put his pants on just like any other man. We never taught that he was an author that wrote several books and had actual opinions. We never taught that he had speechwriters and helped with his speeches, great people. And I get it. To have a society, there needs to be a certain level of brainwashing. I get it. Look at North Korea. For that system to work how it does over there, they need to believe their leader doesn't have a butthole. It's not right. It's just the way it is. And that's the position that America and a lot of these European colonial powers took. We made a wrong move with Haiti, is what they would say. But the end goal has to be pro-Europe, pro-colony. All right. Haiti was used by the Spanish to hurt France, by Britain to hurt Spain, by France to regain their power and their money because of what's known as scorched earth policy, when France came back and tried to commit genocide against the Haitian people, the Haitian ancestors, I should say. Those ancestors wreaked havoc and laid waste to anything that any of the remnants of slavery, anything, fields, buildings. The island of Saint-Domingue was a very profitable place for France, and France needed that. They needed that. The French Revolution happened, and they were strapped for cash. That and the War of Independence for Haiti led to a lot of desperate decisions being made by France. Brilliant leaders in America took an opportunity and were able to expand west because of Haiti's War of Independence. They call it the Louisiana Purchase, and in school they don't tell us about Haiti's involvement. You wonder why that is. There's a campaign, not only in this country, but all over the world, to demonize the Haitian people, zombify the history, but at the same time gloss it up, because they give us Toussaint Louverture. They tell us he was a great man, a great leader, a great general, etc., etc. In my eyes, he made a lot of mistakes. One being making himself emperor for life, And two, believing in the humanity of the French at the time. They later came back, snatched him up, and started killing all the Haitian ancestors, like as many as they could find. And like I said, if it wasn't for the Haitian ancestors fighting back and pushing them back and setting everything ablaze, who knows how things would be now? Who knows? Who knows? For what it inspired, I mean, we might still have slavery in this country. Yeah, I'll say that. Look, I just hopefully want to put a dent in a lot of the brainwashing, right? I'm going to suggest Haiti having a national holiday in this country. Okay? The Haitian ancestors went around the world on a world tour attempting to free people, free colonized people, enslaved people. They went around the world attempting to do this. They went to the other side of their island, to the Dominican Republic, freed them from Spain momentarily. Spain only got back in there with help of the Roman Catholic Church. The Pope at the time. The Venezuelan flag was initially drafted in Haiti, in Haiti. All right. We need to come up with a day for Haiti to be recognized, right? Because without Haiti, there would be no Nat Turner, Gabriel Prosser, Denmark VC. There would be none of these guys. All right? Haiti was the catalyst to a lot of that. I have 2 change.org petitions that'll be linked in this video, or underneath the video. And one is to push for recognition here in this country and abroad for Haiti and the Haitian people. I think it's about time, especially for the U.S. Would there be a U.S. if it wasn't for the Louisiana Purchase? I mean, in this capacity at least. And I know I'm gonna probably get so much, I know I'm gonna probably get a little bit of hate. A little bit, yeah. I'm not disillusioned. I'm not the social media guy. I don't have 1 billion followers. I don't really care to. But I know I'll get a little hate for this video, a little kickback, a little pushback. That's what usually happens when you say something along these lines. So yeah, first petition is gonna be for a national holiday commemorating Haiti. Oh, and for those who don't know, Chicago was actually, the first settlement that became Chicago was founded by a Haitian man. All right, but yeah, Haiti deserves a holiday in this country. Just look up your history, people. Just read. The second petition is gonna be a very tricky one. But I have these addressed to the President of France, Emmanuel Macron, President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris. And that's another thing. I have to at Citibank, because that money I talked about, the $30 billion that, $30 billion today's money, that Haiti was forced to pay back to the French. eventually became brokered by Citibank. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. But the second petition is gonna be a little more tricky, and that deals with reparations. Now, I don't think it should fall completely on the French. That's a bit unrealistic today. But as I said before, Spain, Britain, the U.S., and who am I missing? The French. All should have to pay reparations to descendants of Haitian people all around the world. Not to the Haitian government. I think because the government in Haiti has proven inept. I don't know if it's because of the underworld there. I don't know if it's because of the decade of puppet regimes. I don't know if it's the distrust that people have there of the leadership due to these puppet regimes. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But I think we have enough smart people in all the aforementioned nations to put together some committee. And 30 billion split between these nations shouldn't be much. But in these new days, it's 2021, we talk about equity a lot. Talk about equality. Let's make it right. Let's make it right. And for those who will still have a bit of apathy and say, I don't care about the Haitians, I'm not signing a petition. The Haitians are you. They either are, were, or will be at some point. You guys don't, you guys gotta understand, these were literally just stops on a, stops on a boat. Like, slaves were, normally transferred from colony to colony. Like, y'all forgot about the slave trade? Slaves from Jamaica ended up in Saint-Domingue all the time. Slaves on the French colony that they had in North America, that, like I said before, was sold in the Louisiana Purchase, were moved, these people were moved all the time. So Haiti is you. Those in DR, Haiti is you. What we call now African Americans, which is a weird, broad term, Haiti is you. That's the, in this long-winded video, I guess that's the overall point that I want to make. Haiti is you, Haiti is all of us. Signing this petition, getting a lot of signatures on this petition, I'm hoping it'll get it to hit the desk of the presidents that I mentioned, the leaders that I mentioned. And like I said, I'm hoping they'll do the right thing. Give Haiti a holiday. Give the Haitian people something to really be proud of. I mean, all we have now is Independence Day and Flag Day. But again, even those are still built on skewed premises, right? I didn't even mention the U.S. occupied Haiti for over a decade. Early on, too. It's so weird they don't teach us this stuff. I've heard because of strategic military positioning, World War I. I also heard it was due to an assassination attempt or political assassination early on in the early Haitian government. Don't know which part to believe. To me, it makes more sense that it was used to stifle growth of the people. I don't know. But I have a whole lot more to say, but this video is getting too long. Please sign these petitions. Let's see how far they can go. Let's create a national holiday for Haiti, and let's get these reparations sent out to the descendants of Haitians. All right. And with that, I'll suggest see, because we try to be about solutions here, right? Let's see. Pre-1990. Sure, we can even say 2000. We can have a committee that, again, that isn't a part of the Haitian government, but we can have a committee that is tasked with verifying Haitian ancestry. And I know that's a complex thing to do, but birth certificates. Oh, and the scammers will probably be on high alert. The scammers will go crazy, but I think we can do it. I think it's very doable. I think it's very doable. But the $30 billion number, that shouldn't be the point of contention, because you got 5 nations and you got a bank, Citibank, that I think should be on the hook for this, right? It should definitely be on the hook for this. All right. So, friends, share this. Let's get this moving. Like I said, I'm hoping that some of what I said sparked some interest, or at least put a chip to how we're brainwashed to think about people like myself, people on the island of Haiti, of Haiti. I'm hoping this video did that, and please sign the petitions. Let's build our own 4D chessboard. Thank you for watching. Love.